After my mother passed away, my sister and I really hadn't had a close relationship, and she came down and we were reminiscing about a quilt top that my mother started, and she asked me if we could make a quilt like our mother's, and I said, oh sure, we can do that. And so we decided we'd each make a quilt. And when we started quilting, it was just like all the walls were broken down, and I think because we were focused on the quilt and what it had meant to us to make a quilt that, you know, would remind us of what our mother had tried to make. Well, I think that most people picture quilting as a lone pursuit, something that you sit at home and do by yourself. As soon as you start quilting, you start wanting to meet other people, and in that process you make friends, you learn from each other, you teach each other. It's a very fluid relationship that quilters have with each other. Probably half of my friends that I've made here are fellow quilters. You form a bond, and before you know it, that bond has turned from quilting to a friendship. I started a small quilt group in Burlington, and I told them, well, I'm going to teach you, and then other people are going to come along. You're going to be the teacher and teach them. And at the time, they really didn't believe that they would reach that point. And now we just had a young girl that came in and made her first quilt in our group. And everybody was showing her how to do different things, and it was kind of amazing to me to see all these people that were afraid that they would never know how to quilt, and now they're actually teaching new people. I think so much of quilting is the sharing of information, sharing of the history, passing that on, keeping that history and that tradition alive. I don't think you go into quilting too far before you want to share that and preserve it. My middle daughter is starting to quilt now. She's just getting interested in it. So I'm glad to see, while I'm still here, to show them all the things that I can, that I've done, and help them learn it. It's a way of passing it on for another generation.